I think they have an amazing product. They have there's other browsers that are coming out that are going to innovate, that are going to get as good, but if they stayed the course, they were the first to like really make this mainstream, and I don't know what they're doing. Like stopping development on the thing that's working doesn't really make sense to me. Oh, this is way too loud. Welcome to Sean Martin Clips, and this is the first video where I'm expressing my ideas unscripted and not on my main channel, which is Sean Martin Flicks.
Art is not going anywhere. The product you love is staying put, and we're building a brand new product.
I think that the browser company developed an awesome product, and it has a lot of problems. And honestly, there's a whole nother side to this where I'm like scared to even use it because of certain safety problems.
That means an attacker could log your passwords, track your browser history, insert fake news into your face. It's horrifying if you're an ARC user, but the good news is that this issue has been patched and nobody got exploited. The big question though is how could something so catastrophic happen to a product which itself is based on the highly secure Chromium browser engine? Well, the root cause comes down to misconfigured security rules on my favorite big ass backend, Firebase.
A whole nother side thing, but the bottom line is of what they're doing now. They say they're still going to support, they're still going to have security updates, but from the research from other people, it seems like they're definitely, I mean, they say they have a small team still working on ARC, but what does that mean? That could mean 2, 3 people. A team means more than one. A team could be 2. We're a team, right? So like and subscribe. Their problem isn't that they don't have the right product. Their problem is that the people that they say, like their grandmothers from the announcement,
Start this company for the sake of a sidebar and spaces and pin tabs.
some older person or some friend that's not as much into technology. But I think what they're missing is that those people, they aren't going to download, you know, maybe a hand, there's a billions of people on this planet, and of course some of them would download a random side project if they were told by the right person. However, 99% of them are going to stick with the default. If they use Windows, they're probably using Edge, or because Chrome is so big, they probably use Chrome, and in the Mac world, they're using Safari, or again, Chrome, or maybe even Edge because they maybe use Edge at work and now they're using it on Apple or something like that. I just don't think no matter what kind of features they implemented, you would get old grandma to download this thing that they're saying is going to work again differently, just like ARC was different. This is possibly going to be even more different, where it surfs the web like a electric car self-drives, which by the way still doesn't work very well in most circumstances.
And while we've quadrupled the number of people that use ARC every day this year, if you extrapolate that out, we're not going to get to 1 billion people using this product. But on the other hand, sidebar and spaces and pin tabs, that's what makes ARC so great. I even ran in the depths of this Twitter poll asking you, please just let us let go of one of these things.
And so I don't understand. Like their stock has been going up, and I'm sure they want to be a more billion-dollar corporation and go against the ghouls of the world. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm coming from a perspective, I'm not a developer, but I am a video editor. I'm somebody that uses a lot of electronic tools to do my work. I love video editing and I love researching for the other channel. And you know what torques me is that I learned about ARC. I don't even remember from where, some YouTuber, and I tried it out and I liked it so much once I got used to it that I started recommending it to friends. One of my good friends, you know, he works on the computer doing his college. He's a very smart person in my view. I know he is. He's a very smart person. And he was like trying it out on Windows, and he was like, well, first of all, he couldn't even download it because you couldn't, they said that it was available, but it wasn't available yet on Windows. So I don't know what that was about. Like some people could get it and some people couldn't. And then when he finally did, it was so bad that he didn't even use it. And he was like, what are you talking about? And then I realized I already knew that it was mainly designed for Mac, but like the Windows client was awful. And I build computers and stuff because sometimes you just need that GPU power. and I tried it out on Windows and it sucked. I was like, man, I can't recommend this to anything, but I still continued to use it because it's so great at organizing. Like, I'm working on this project about a certain director, and I can have these tabs, and you can do similar things in Edge, but Edge is messy and Chrome is messy, and I love the way Arc is so minimal that you almost don't have to download apps that are basically just web browsers in a wrapper, like Notion, for instance. Like, I still do download Notion because I rely on Notion. I'm a big Notion fanboy guy, and I don't have to make like a web app like you would on Windows with Edge or Safari, which are great. I love that feature, and Safari is probably the next best thing, but Safari compared to Arc or even Chrome is just bad at multitasking, in my opinion. Like, you can do it, but compared to the off their softwares, it's just not there. I think they have an amazing product. They have there's other browsers that are coming out that are going to innovate, that are going to get as good, but if they stayed the course, they were the first to like really make this mainstream, and I don't know what they're doing. Like, stopping development on the thing that's working doesn't really make sense to me. So that was my first cup of coffee. This is my second cup of coffee of the day. I took my dog to the vet and ran a bunch of errands and had a day, you know what I mean? And now I'm back, and I have been thinking about this in the back burner of my mind, and when I woke up, I poured myself a cup of coffee, and I've been scrolling the old Arc browser YouTube channel and just kind of trying to think about it from their perspective. And I actually kind of get it now. I get it, like, it kind of like they have an original vision for it. I'm not like you can hear them, and I get what their vision is, sort of. Not enough to explain it to you here on this video, but I get it. However, I still stand by that Arc is an awesome product that I think, because of their name brand recognition, because of the support of so many YouTubers, that it doesn't really matter at this point if they stayed the course and went back on whatever they're doing and maybe added another, maybe it starts simple and then you can turn the Macs on or something like that and then get back to the way it is now, that they could be in the run even if Chrome and Edge and any smaller browsers caught up and even got better, because they have such a name, because they were the first ones to really implement many of the features that is in Arc, that people would stay with it, people would stay loyal, especially if they continue to work out in the open like they have. So from this other camera angle, I understand where they're coming from, and I'm not going to be as hard on them as a couple of the other YouTubers, the only other ones that have been talking about this. But I still think that it's a very dangerous decision, and I don't have to be some sort of corporate type genius or a programmer to understand why and how it's dangerous. I almost feel like they're scared of the big players and stuff like that catching up and stealing their thunder, that they may end up losing if they don't like massively change things up and make like a way crazy product. And I think they're also a big startup company. Like I said earlier in the first camera angle, they're a startup company. They're used to it. They're entrepreneurial. It seems like the whole team has a lot of ideas about a lot of different stuff, not just the CEO, who seems really about different stuff, which I really like. I mean, that's one of the things that drew me to their company in the first place. Like, first I thought it was cool because some of the YouTubers talked about it, and then I checked it out, and then I checked out their YouTube channel, and their attitude is like really cool. Like, if they could keep up both, I think they could do both, but it just doesn't seem like they're big enough to really do both. And I don't think the way they've kind of said it's a done-ish product that is going to be able to cut it. Like, you're either going forward or you're going backwards, and the big companies, as I said in the other camera angle, will catch up. And if the public isn't like right on your side, then they will eat you alive. And I think loyalty is what they at least had before this announcement, and still could have, because not a lot of people know about it yet. And even the people that do know about it love Arc so much. I mean, we're the ones that care about it enough to talk about it. They will stay with it. We love the tool. We like the company. We like the vibe. Even the ones that have like more openly argued and have feuds or whatever, it's because we like the product. We like the product with loyalty, with the brand that they got. Because it's so hot, I think that it could continue to expand if they continue to work on it. Fix the Windows app. I have a friend, that same friend that I talked about earlier, he's seen me use it on Mac at this point. He would love to use Arc, except it just doesn't work as well. You build like this atmosphere like Apple did and does, because I mean right now Apple is killing it, right? They have the Mac Silicon, and before the M1 I was building PCs to do my video editing, and I still build PCs. Sometimes I need that GPU, but now with the Mac Silicon, they're good again. But before that, people like that were super Mac fanboys, like, my dad loves Mac, for instance, and like I've always had a warm place for Mac, especially when Steve Jobs was alive and stuff, but I didn't care that much, right? I wanted the most bang for buck, which is still PC, but the truth is like you were buying a Mac with the same processor as a PC, and it ran hotter, and you didn't have much choice, and it was basically just PC components running Mac OS. And for some people that was great. Some people, like, I like Mac OS better than Windows by like a lot, but there was no real reason to spend that amount of money to get a Mac, and people still did out of brand loyalty, because of the atmosphere, because of Mac OS. And my point is that Arc could be that for these types of web browsers, because I agree with their original, like, sort of painted on vision. I think them going into this next product is actually them following their original vision to a T, in a way, right? Reimagined, but like that's what they were trying to get at, was reimagining the browser world as an operating system. And that's the part that I think is true. Like Arc, that's the way Arc revolutionized the way that I work when I'm working in Arc. I don't know, what do you guys all think? I'm a dumb when it comes to this kind of stuff. Again, I'm not a developer, I'm not a coder, I'm just somebody that likes the program a lot. I use it for work, I use it for personal database storing. I like it a lot. But you know what? Edge has come a long way too. It looks way worse. Chrome has come a long way. There's some Firefox based programs. I can't think of the name offhand, but I've just been reading about it, and I might give it a try, even though I've never, well, I used to like Firefox, but anyway, that's another video. I don't know. Welcome to the channel. I talk about anything I want on this channel, but it's definitely around technology, cameras, and video editing, that kind of thing. If you want to see my real video editing, check out my other channel, Sean Martin Flicks, and I'll see you in the next clip.